Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're going straight to the source, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, all those AI hotspots.
We've been digging deep 7 subreddits, a whopping 433 Twitter threads, 32 Discord channels.
Yeah, a ton of info, but we condensed it all down. Probably saved you like 279 minutes of reading time.
At least. Okay, let's jump in. First up, AI-assisted coding. GitHub Copilot's got some serious competition these days.
Well, yeah, things are heating up there for sure. Open source is making a big splash.
Huge. These new open source LLMs are becoming crazy, powerful, rivaling Copilot.
It's kind of a game changer, right? More choices for developers, more control over their tools.
Absolutely. And Llama is a great example. Super popular lately.
Llama. Yeah, I've seen that name pop up. What's the big deal?
It's got the simple web UI, really easy to use, but people are doing some really cool stuff running it through Docker, integrating it with HTTP calls.
So it's pretty flexible.
Super flexible. That's the beauty of open source. You can really make it your own.
And it's not just a Llama out there. There's this whole ecosystem of open source tools popping up.
Yeah, tons of them. You've got MikuPad using llama.ctp it, then Tabby API paired with llama models in Silly Tavern.
I've heard of those, but there are more, right?
Definitely. LM Studio or Aya if you want a more visual interface or need to work with OpenAI's API.
So many choices.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quickly this all is evolving, but it makes you wonder, how well does all this AI actually perform on our phones?
Good question. Recent benchmarks on mobile sucks are pretty interesting. Some surprises in there.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, the Snapdragon 7 Plus series is doing better than anyone expected. Like, way better.
Huh, the underdog story of mobile AI. What about the other big players?
Dimensity's making some serious moves, too. Their new chips have gotten a huge AI performance boost.
Sounds like healthy competition. Always good for consumers in the end. But are newer chips always better when it comes to AI?
You'd think so, right? But check this out. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 came out 4 years ago, still beats some of the newer processors in AI tasks.
Seriously, even the new ones.
Yeah, even some of the newer Snapdragon 7 series, the 8's Gen 3 and most of the Dimensity chips.
Crazy, huh? It's making me rethink my next phone upgrade for sure.
Yeah.
What about Apple? How do their chips stack up?
Apple's A17 Pro is an absolute beast in AI. Scored 348 in benchmarks, just behind the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3.
So Apple's still at the top of their game. Okay, so older chips still matter. New players are emerging. The mobile AI landscape is shifting. But before we get too distracted by shiny new phones, let's talk about Frankenstein models.
Frankenstein models. Yeah, lots of debate around those right now.
I've seen some heated discussions. Some people think they're basically just lobotomized versions of full-size models, performing worse.
Yeah, some say stick with the big models and just adjust the settings.
Makes sense. But the Frankenstein model creators push back.
They do. They've got like 45 examples where their custom models are actually better. Plus, they emphasize their unique building and testing methods.
So it's not just randomly slapping things together.
Not at all. And they've got some passionate supporters too. There's this user, Export Tank Harmful. They love those Frankenstein models.
I guess it comes down to how much control you want versus raw power. Some people like the customization, even if it means a bit less performance.
Yeah, finding the right tool for the job, as always. Speaking of specific needs, what about ARM optimized models?
ARM, like the chips in our phones.
Exactly. These models are designed to run super efficiently on ARM processors. They usually have file names ending in Q40048.eguf.
Gotcha. So that's how to spot them. But is there a downside?
Well, llama.cpp, one of the popular tools for running these models, doesn't fully support ARM optimization for all versions yet.
So still some work to do on that front. It seems like the future of AI is mobile, but there are still some kinks to iron out. Okay, before we move on, there's one more thing I got to share. It's a bit unexpected.
Oh, what is it?
Well, it seems some folks in the AI community are using LLMs to spice up their personal lives.
Yeah.
Erotic role play, to be specific.
Wow, okay. That's definitely not something you hear every day.
Right. The top contenders in this particular use case seem to be Dark Forest v2 and Backyard at Midnight Rose 70B-v2.0.3 GGUF.
Interesting. Because people are finding all sorts of ways to use these models.
Yeah, the AI world is full of surprises. But let's get back on track. There's this new tool-making waves, Promptwright.
Promptwright, yeah. It's an open-source Python library for generating synthetic datasets locally using your own LLMs through Llama.
So you don't have to rely on external APIs or pre-made datasets. You make your own.
Exactly. And it's super easy to use, very configurable, and outputs data in JSON format. Works great with Hugging Face Up.
Sounds powerful. But wait, You said locally.
Yeah, everything happens on your machine. No API costs, no rate limits, and full data privacy.
Data privacy is a big deal these days. Okay, Promptwright sounds like a game changer.
Yeah.
And speaking of game changers, Mistral.er has just released a big update.
Oh yeah, version 0.3.2 is bringing the heat,
Right.
especially for metal decoding. That's Apple's graphics API.
So good for Apple users.
Big time. We're talking a 26% speed boost. And installation's way easier now. They've got PyPI wheels for tons of platforms. Metal, CDA, you name it.
That's convenient. Any other cool stuff in this update?
They've also got some serious CUDA improvements. The Marlin GPT-Q kernel's even faster, and they've added FP8 quantization support.
FP8, remind me.
It's 8-bit floating point. Basically, it uses fewer bits to represent numbers, so calculations are way faster, especially for AI models.
So AI is getting faster, more efficient. That's great. But there's still one area where AI seems to struggle document understanding.
It's true. Even with all the NLP advancements, getting AI to really understand documents is tough.
Really? I wouldn't have thought that was so difficult.
There was this discussion, they used a pool schedule as an example. Super simple, right?
Yeah, seems pretty straightforward.
Well, the AI had to extract the lap swim times. And guess what? They kept missing Mondays.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Something that simple?
Yep. Humans could do it in seconds. Even some of the more successful attempts using Chat 4.0 and Python scripting couldn't handle things like holidays.
So AI can write poetry, compose music, but can't figure out a pool schedule. That's humbling.
It is. Shows we still got a ways to go. Okay, to wrap up this section, let's look at some news from OpenAI. They just released advanced voice for free users in certain regions.
Oh, cool. That's great for accessibility.
Definitely. And they've added chat history search in ChatGPT, finally.
About time. Anything else?
Well, this one's a bit controversial. Apple's offering a $1 million bounty for anyone who can hack their AI servers.
Whoa, $1 million. That's serious.
Yeah, shows how concerned they are about AI security. And it's something we should all be thinking about as these models get more powerful.
Yeah, it is. But remember, there's more to the AI world than just OpenAI. Over on Discord, the UnslothAI community has been buzzing about this new tool they've built.
UnslothAI. Never heard of them. Who are they?
They're all about making AI more, well, user-friendly. Their new tool is a Gradio UI for training AI models. So even I could train an AI now.
Maybe not you, but you get the idea. It's supposed to make AI training less intimidating, even if you're not super technical.
AI training for dummies. I like it. What kind of stuff can you do with it?
It walks you through adjusting model settings and uploading your models to Hugging Face.
Makes sense. Hugging Face is like the go-to place for AI projects these days. But what about the more, hardcore AI folks? Anything for them?
Oh, absolutely. Unsloth's been getting into some deep discussions about FP8 fine-tuning.
FP8, that rings a bell. Remind me.
It stands for 8-bit floating point. Basically, it uses fewer bits to represent numbers, which makes AI training and fine-tuning way faster.
So more speed, more efficiency. Got it. But it sounds like OpenAI is having some less efficient moments lately. Ooh, what's going on?
There have been reports of ChatGPT having some issues, typos, incoherence, even voice reading problems on iOS.
ChatGPT making typos. That's kind of worrying. I thought it was supposed to be like the best of the best.
Well, even the best systems have their bad days. It's still under development, learning, and evolving all the time.
Let's hope they fix those bugs soon. In the meantime, what's new in the AI tooling world?
We've got that Mistral.or's update we talked about, version 0.3.2, still making headlines with that 26% performance boost for metal decoding.
Yeah, that's huge for Apple users.
Plus, they've made installations super easy with those PyPI wheels for all those platforms. Metal, CDA, Apple Accelerate, Intel MKL, even plain CPU.
They've got everyone covered.
Right.
What about other tools? Anything else catching your eye?
Definitely Promptwright. It's open source, lets you create those massive synthetic data sets locally using your own LLMs through a llama.
We talked about that earlier, right?
Yep. Simple interface, configurable instructions, outputs in JSON format, and it plays nice with Hugging Face Hub. Plus, all that local processing means no API costs, no rate limits, and your data stays private.
Sounds like a winner. Okay, so we've got faster tools, more efficient workflows. But what about AI's ability to actually understand stuff?
Right, we touched on that with document understanding. Still a challenge, even with all the progress in NLP.
The pool schedule example, right? AI getting stumped by something so simple.
Exactly. The task was to extract the lap swim times, but they kept missing Mondays, couldn't figure out Wednesdays. Even the more successful attempts, like using Chat 4.0 and Python for ICL generation, couldn't handle things like holidays.
It's kind of funny, but also a good reminder that AI still has a lot to learn. Humans are still way better at some things.
No doubt. But that doesn't mean AI isn't making progress elsewhere. Let's talk about Perplexity AI. They've been busy lately.
Perplexity AI, what are they up to?
They're all about search and information retrieval. They just launched their Curators program, inviting users to contribute to their Discover feed.
So, kind of like crowdsourcing knowledge.
Exactly. Get everyone involved, create a richer search experience. And on the technical side, they've announced that Grok 2 is now available for pro users.
Grok 2, that's their new language model, right?
Yep.
Big question now is whether it'll stay uncensored. That's a hot topic in the LLM world.
Uncensored AI. Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
For sure. And to top it off, Perplexity's launching a merch line, Perplexity Supply.
Merch. That's kind of cool. Gotta love some AI swag. But Perplexity's just one player in this massive AI landscape.
True. It's important to keep an eye on the big picture, see where all this is heading.
Well said. Okay, before we move to the last part, let's talk about AI agents. They're getting a lot of attention these days.
AI agents are hot right now, and for good reason. They're like superpowered digital assistants.
Digital assistants on steroids.
Exactly. Imagine having an intelligent program that acts on your behalf, making decisions, interacting with the world, all while mimicking human intelligence.
Sounds pretty futuristic.
It is, but building them is complex. You need sophisticated algorithms, strong infrastructure, and a deep understanding of how humans behave.
So not something you just whip up in an afternoon. Not quite. But there's this cool initiative, the LLM Agents Hackathon, bringing together over 1,000 people to build groundbreaking AI agent applications.
Wow, 1,000 people. That's a lot of brainpower focused on AI agents.
It is. Shows how much potential people see in this technology.
I have a feeling AI agents are just getting started. It's definitely a space to watch. Okay, let's talk about NVIDIA. They're always making big moves in AI.
NVIDIA, yeah, the GPU kings. They've been teaming up with xAI to build this massive supercomputer called Colossus.
Colossus. Sounds intimidating.
It is. It's got 100,000 NVIDIA Hopper GPUs.
100,000? Seriously, what do they even need that much power for?
xAI is using it to power their Grok language models, and they're planning to double the GPU capacity soon to a total of 200,000.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. NVIDIA's clearly all in on large language models.
For sure. And they're not alone. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, everyone's investing in AI infrastructure.
It's an AI arms race.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget about the smaller players, those startups and open source communities doing some incredible work.
Absolutely. They're often the ones driving the most disruptive innovation. Agile, experimental, and not afraid to take risks.
So it's important to keep an eye on the entire AI ecosystem, not just the big names.
Well said. And as this landscape evolves, we need to be aware of both the opportunities and the challenges.
AI has the potential to solve some of the world's biggest problems, but we have to guide its development responsibly.
Absolutely. It's about harnessing AI's power for good, for everyone. Speaking of which, let's not forget the amazing work happening in the open source communities.
Oh yeah, they're the backbone of the AI revolution, developing and sharing tools, libraries, data sets, making AI accessible to everyone.
Exactly. And they're doing it collaboratively, transparently, with a passion for making AI a force for good. Platforms like GitHub are overflowing with open source AI projects. UnslothAI, Mistral.rs, just to name a couple. They're creating a culture of responsible AI development.
It's inspiring to see. They're truly democratizing AI, empowering anyone, anywhere, to contribute to this transformative field. Speaking of transformative fields, let's dive into the world of AI research.
AI research, the cutting edge. New discoveries are happening all the time.
New papers, models, techniques. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
I know, right? We're seeing major advancements in natural language processing, computer vision, robotics, machine learning. And it's not just theory. These advancements are translating into real-world applications that are transforming industries and improving lives.
Like in healthcare, AI is helping diagnose diseases earlier, develop new treatments, personalize care.
Exactly. And in finance, AI is being used to detect fraud, manage risk, optimize investments. The applications are endless.
It really feels like we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do. But with all this progress, we need to be mindful of the ethical implications.
Absolutely. AI research needs to be conducted responsibly. We need to ensure it's used for good and address potential biases and unintended consequences.
Well said. Now let's focus on a particularly fascinating area: AI consciousness.
AI consciousness. That's a deep one. Can machines truly be conscious? Have feelings, thoughts, experiences like humans do? These are big questions.
Questions that are becoming more relevant as AI becomes more sophisticated.
Right. And there are no easy answers. Some believe AI consciousness is inevitable. Others say it's impossible.
It's a debate that's sure to continue as AI evolves, but it's a debate we need to have. We need to understand AI's capabilities and limitations and the potential consequences.
The quest for AI consciousness goes beyond science. It's philosophical, ethical, and makes us think about what it means to be human.
Okay, let's take a break from the existential questions and look at some lighter AI applications.
Because AI isn't all about solving complex problems. It can be fun, too.
Like AI-generated memes, for example. AI tapping into our sense of humor.
And AI-powered games and entertainment, blurring the lines between reality and the virtual world.
It's amazing how AI is transforming the way we play, create, and experience the world.
It really is. It's an exciting journey full of surprises.
Speaking of exciting journeys, let's talk about the quest for artificial general intelligence, AGI.
AGI, the holy grail of AI research. A machine that can truly think like a human, solve problems, adapt to new situations, all with human-like flexibility and ingenuity. It's a fascinating goal. But is it even achievable?
That's the big question, isn't it? But even if we don't achieve true AGI, the pursuit itself is driving incredible innovation. We're seeing new algorithms, architectures, approaches to machine learning emerging all the time.
One of the biggest challenges is understanding human intelligence itself. It's so complex, we're still trying to figure it out.
Right. And even if we could understand it, how do we replicate it in a machine?
It's a monumental task. But researchers are making progress. Deep learning, reinforcement learning, evolutionary algorithms, all these techniques are pushing AI systems to learn, adapt, and solve problems in increasingly sophisticated ways.
And we're seeing the results. AI systems beating humans at complex games, generating creative content, poems, code scripts, musical pieces, you name it. It's blurring the lines between human and machine intelligence.
And that raises some big questions about consciousness, about the future of humanity.
It's both exciting and a bit scary to think about a future where machines might rival or even surpass human intelligence.
Agreed. But one thing's for sure, the quest for AGI is accelerating innovation like never before. And as we continue on this path, we need to be mindful of the ethical implications.
Absolutely. We need to make sure AGI aligns with human values, that it's used for good, and that we create a future where humans and AI can thrive together.
Well said. Now let's shift gears and talk about AI hardware, because the hardware that powers AI is just as important as the algorithms.
NVIDIA's a big name in this space. Their GPUs are the workhorse for so much AI research and development.
They are, but other players are stepping up too. Intel, AMD, Google, they're all developing their own AI hardware solutions.
It's not just about raw power either. We're seeing a focus on specialized hardware for specific AI tasks, like natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics.
Right. And that specialized hardware is making AI more accessible to more people. Researchers, developers, businesses, even consumers.
Like those AI chips for edge devices. That's opening up all sorts of possibilities for AI in healthcare, manufacturing, transportation.
Exactly. AI is moving beyond the data center into the devices and systems we use every day. And as AI hardware keeps evolving, we can expect even more transformative applications.
Speaking of transformation, we can't forget about AI's impact on jobs.
Yeah, that's a big one. AI is automating tasks, creating new roles, changing the skills that are in demand.
The demand for AI professionals is skyrocketing. People who can design, develop, and deploy AI systems, data scientists, machine learning engineers, the list goes on.
And it's not just technical skills. AI is also creating opportunities in areas like marketing, sales, and customer service.
AI is becoming a tool for everyone. No matter what your job is, you probably need some AI skills in the future.
Absolutely. Platforms like Cracked Engineers are popping up to connect AI talent with startups. They even have a weekly Tech Jobs newsletter specifically for AI roles, CUDA, MLOps, software engineering, you name it.
It's also a good resource for anyone looking to get into the AI field.
It is. It's a dynamic job market, but one with huge potential. If you're ready to embrace the AI revolution, there are tons of opportunities out there.
On that note of embracing the AI revolution, let's circle back to the incredible work being done by the open source community.
Absolutely. The open source community is the heart and soul of AI innovation. They're developing and sharing the tools, libraries, and data sets that are powering advancements across the entire field.
And they're doing it all collaboratively, transparently, with a shared passion for making AI accessible to everyone.
Platforms like GitHub are overflowing with open source AI projects, and communities are springing up around specific tools, frameworks, and applications. We've already talked about UnslothAI and Mistral.ers, but there are countless others out there driving innovation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
It's not just about the code either. Open source communities are also at the forefront of developing and sharing ethical guidelines, best practices, and educational resources.
They're creating a culture of responsible AI development and ensuring that AI is used for the benefit of humanity.
It's inspiring to see how open source communities are democratizing AI, empowering individuals and organizations worldwide to contribute to this transformative field.
Speaking of transformative fields, let's take another look at the world of AI research, where groundbreaking discoveries are being made every day.
AI research is a hotbed of innovation, with new papers, models, and techniques appearing constantly.
We're seeing advancements in areas like natural language processing, computer vision, robotics, and machine learning, pushing the limits of what AI can do.
And it's not just theoretical advancements. This research is also producing practical applications that are already transforming industries and improving lives.
For instance, in healthcare, AI is being used to diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, develop new treatments, and personalize patient care.
And in finance, AI is helping detect fraud, manage risk, and make smarter investments.
The potential uses for AI research are massive and wide-ranging, but as we dive deeper, we need to stay aware of the ethical implications. AI research must be done responsibly, focused on the greater good.
Well said. Now, how about we zoom in on a particularly fascinating area of AI research? AI consciousness.
Ah, yes, AI consciousness. This topic has captivated scientists, philosophers, and sci-fi writers for ages. It raises so many profound questions. Can machines really be conscious? Can they have feelings, thoughts, and experiences like humans?
As AI systems become more advanced and capable of human-like behavior, the question of AI consciousness becomes more pressing.
Exactly. And there are no easy answers. Some researchers are convinced that AI consciousness is inevitable, while others believe it's simply impossible for machines to experience the world as humans do.
This debate is sure to continue for many years to come, and it's a conversation we need to be having. As we build more powerful and autonomous AI systems, it's critical that we understand both their capabilities and limitations, as well as the potential consequences of their actions.
The quest for AI consciousness is more than just science. It delves into philosophy and ethics. It forces us to confront what it truly means to be human.
Okay, let's take a step back from those deep philosophical questions for a moment and explore some of the more lighthearted but equally fascinating applications of AI.
Right, because AI isn't always about solving complex problems and pushing the limits of scientific understanding. It's also about having fun and unleashing creativity.
Exactly. For example, think about AI-generated memes. They show how AI can tap into human humor and even creativity, even if it's in a somewhat silly way.
And what about AI-powered games and entertainment? They're blurring the lines between the real and virtual, creating immersive and engaging experiences.
It's really remarkable how AI is changing the way we play, the way we create, and the way we experience the world around us.
As we continue to explore AI's potential, I'm sure we'll see even more surprising and delightful applications emerge.
Speaking of exciting possibilities, let's talk about the journey towards artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
AGI, the ultimate goal for many AI researchers, a machine that can truly think and reason like a human, able to solve a wide range of problems and adapt to new situations just as flexibly and cleverly as we can. It's a captivating idea, but is it even possible?
That's the million-dollar question. We don't have a definitive answer yet, but the pursuit of AGI is driving some truly groundbreaking research. We're seeing amazing new algorithms, architectures, and approaches to machine learning popping up all the time.
You're absolutely right. One of the biggest hurdles in achieving AGI is figuring out how human intelligence actually works in the first place. It's such a complex and multifaceted phenomenon that we're still grappling to fully understand it.
And even if we did understand it, how could we recreate it in a machine? That's a monumental task.
It definitely is. But researchers are making progress. They're exploring powerful techniques like deep learning, reinforcement learning, and evolutionary algorithms to create AI systems that can learn, adapt, and solve problems in more and more sophisticated ways. We might not have achieved true AGI yet, but we're seeing AI systems accomplish some incredible things.
Absolutely. Just think about AI systems that can play complex games at superhuman levels, right? Different creative text formats like poems, code, scripts, musical pieces, emails, letters, and even compose music. These are amazing feats.
It's true. These advancements are blurring the lines between human and machine intelligence, raising some big questions about what it means to be conscious and what the future holds for humanity.
It's both exciting and a little unsettling to imagine a future where machines could rival or even surpass human intelligence. But one thing's for sure. The quest for AGI is accelerating innovation and expanding the boundaries of human knowledge like never before.
And as we venture into this uncharted territory, it's vital that we have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AGI. We must make sure that AGI is developed responsibly, that it aligns with our values, and that it leads to a future where both humans and AI can flourish together.
Well said. Now let's shift our focus to the hardware that powers AI.
That's right. The hardware is just as important as the algorithms, and we're witnessing incredible advancements in this area, from incredibly powerful GPUs to specialized AI chips.
Of course, NVIDIA is a major player in this field. Their GPUs are like the engine driving much of AI research and development, and they're constantly pushing the limits of what's possible in terms of performance and efficiency.
They are a force to be reckoned with. But they're not alone. Companies like Intel, AMD, and even Google are all developing their own AI hardware solutions, creating a vibrant and competitive landscape that's fueling rapid innovation.
And it's not just about pure processing power. We're also seeing more and more emphasis on specialized hardware designed for specific AI tasks, such as natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics.
That specialization is key. It's allowing us to build AI systems that are more efficient and effective for particular tasks, which is opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. And it's making AI more accessible to a wider range of users, from researchers and developers to businesses and even everyday consumers.
The development of AI chips for edge devices is particularly exciting. It's allowing us to bring the power of AI to the devices and systems we use daily, creating opportunities for innovation in areas like healthcare, manufacturing, and transportation.
As AI hardware continues to evolve at this rapid pace, I have no doubt that we'll see even more revolutionary applications emerge that will transform industries and revolutionize the way we live and work.
It's an incredible time to be witnessing this technological revolution.
Speaking of revolution, we can't ignore how AI is impacting the job market.
It's a topic that's on everyone's minds these days. AI is automating tasks, creating new roles, and fundamentally changing the skills that employers are looking for.
The demand for AI professionals is exploding. We need people who can design, develop, and deploy AI systems, as well as those who can manage and analyze the data that drives these systems. Data scientists, machine learning engineers, AI ethicists, these are the hot jobs of the future.
And it's not just about technical skills either. AI is creating opportunities in non-technical fields like marketing, sales, and customer service. AI is becoming a ubiquitous tool, and professionals in all industries will need to learn how to leverage it effectively.
Platforms like Cracked Engineers are popping up to connect AI talent with exciting startups. They even have a weekly newsletter dedicated to AI jobs, covering everything from CDA and MLOps to software engineering.
It's a dynamic and rapidly evolving job market, but it's also a market brimming with potential. If you're willing to embrace the challenges and opportunities of this AI revolution, there's a place for you.
It really is. It's a bit like, do we play it safe or go for the big experiment?
Exactly. Sometimes you got to break things to make progress.
Speaking of breaking new ground, have you seen what Stability AI is up to with Stable Diffusion 3.5 Medium?
Stable Diffusion, that's the one that makes those amazing AI-generated images, right?
Yep, that's the one. And this new version is even more powerful, 2.5 billion parameters. But the cool thing is, it's designed to run on regular computers, even if you don't have a ton of VRAM.
So even I could create AI art now. Well, you'd still need a computer, but yeah, the idea is to make this technology more accessible. And Stability AI has been great about listening to the community, making improvements based on feedback from their June release of Stable Diffusion 3 Medium.
That's awesome. Shows they're really paying attention to what users want. But let's be honest, hardware still matters, right? You need a decent GPU to really get the most out of these AI models.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's been a lot of talk about GPU prices and performance lately. The older 3090s are still pretty good, but the newer 7900 XTX cards are giving them a run for their money. And then there's the Santa autoencoder, which is designed for efficient training and compression. But some people say the image quality isn't as good.
It seems like the AI hardware world is just as crazy and competitive as the software side of things.
Absolutely. It all goes hand in hand, doesn't it? The algorithms, the hardware, the open source communities, the companies pushing the boundaries, it's all connected.
It's what makes this field so fascinating and so complex. It's not just about code and processing power. It's about human creativity, technological advancements, and how all of that impacts the world around us.
Well said. And as we explore these uncharted waters, it's crucial to stay informed, stay curious, and stay engaged. Who knows what incredible breakthroughs are just around the corner?
That's the beauty of it, right?
Mhm.
The future of AI is full of possibilities, and it's up to all of us to shape that future.
Exactly. To all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking the big questions. The future of AI is in our hands.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon with more insights and analysis from the ever-evolving world of AI. Until then, stay curious.